want you to hit me as hard as you can.
We'll tear your soul apart.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Now the dream is over. It's acted away.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Talking Movies. My name is Josh.
My name's Chris.
I'm Clay.
And I'm Randall with the Punk Rock Review.
Yeah, and today we are talking about 1979, The Warriors by Walter Hill.
They've got one way out. They've got one chance. They've got one night. The Warriors.
Dude, I tried to find 3 glass bottles that I can just go clink, 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 and I
got
couldn't.
some empty beer bottles. Yeah,
I don't drink beer, so I didn't have any.
I'm sure I got some in my recycling bin right now.
Yeah.
And Clay's got some green sparkling water bottles.
Some Pellegrine. And there were smaller bottles in the like in the movie. I could tell their beers were.
Yeah, they're like
10
8 ounces
ounces.
or 10 ounces or something.
Yeah.
Little rinky dinks.
Well, Chris, give us a little synopsis real quick. This was your pick.
All right. Yeah, it's not a whole lot to it. It's really just there's a leader of a bunch of gangs in New York City that he tries to gather all the gangs together to kind of like make a truce, and also
It's a ceasefire.
and but like they also plan to take over the city. So
Yeah.
they're also up to some stuff too.
An evil ceasefire.
So during the leader guy's speech, somebody pops out and shoots him, kills him, and basically just turns around and blames it on the Warriors. So the entire movie is basically just the Warriors trying to escape wherever they were in the city to go back to their little neighborhood or whatever.
Coney Island.
Whatever New Yorkers call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What led you to the decision to pick this?
I had seen it before, but it had just come out on Arrow 4K that I picked up. So I've been kind of wanting to rewatch it because it's been a long time. And I feel like it's kind of a classic that doesn't really get, it's beloved, but I don't think it gets talked about a whole lot. At least when it comes to other, 70s, 80s stuff.
It's like a cult movie.
It is.
Cult classic. Yeah.
It is. But,
Well, that's the thing, is it is a cult classic, but I think I'm exactly with Chris on this. I think it should get talked about a lot more than it does.
Yeah. Yeah. In film circles and stuff, I hear about it all the time on podcasts and stuff, but out in the world, people aren't talking about the Warriors really.
Right. Other than the odd, come out to play bottle clinking reference, doesn't really get talked about a whole lot.
Or can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
I do
People probably
have
don't
a
even
reference here.
Okay.
John Wick 4. There's like a DJ, and she has like just a face shot. And
that's a Quentin Tarantino thing too.
I wanted to bring this up. So I was curious if anybody else was going to too.
I thought the same thing. Watching through the whole movie.
Oh, I know where John Wick got this from now.
Yep.
Tarantino did it with almost exactly the same thing without the face for Reservoir Dogs. Like the radio DJ, but it went straight to just that being what's on the screen. You're hearing the DJ talk about songs coming up. The way that she described them was the exact same way he described their songs, just different scenario. They weren't chasing somebody. He was just describing songs coming up, but it was the same way he was talking about them. At least that's what I got out of it was Tarantino.
Yeah, but John Wick really took it, I think, just, him trying to escape and them using the radio to call on everybody to get them.
Yeah.
Because
the DJ is part of this underground, gang life. She's speaking directly to them the way that they were in John Wick.
Yeah.
And so she
which
even uses the word boppers. Like my kid, I turn on John Wick and fast forward to that specific spot because I was like, I know I'm right about this.
yeah,
And she was like, "Hey, boppers," and my kids were like, "She even says boppers." I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah. No, yeah, it occurred to me immediately the first time they did it, and then it kept going through the movie. I was like, oh, definitely they took it from this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
this definitely influenced John Wick on many levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just the whole storyline. John Wick was like, we'll just take that and improve upon it, take it from a group down to one, and we got us a Warriors remake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So everyone has seen this movie before, right?
Oh,
Yes.
dude, many times.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm the only one that had never seen it.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I realized when I watched it, I had started watching it once before and turned it off.
That doesn't surprise me.
About 20 minutes in or something. Yeah.
If you tell us that you liked this movie, I'll be a little surprised.
I thought it was very boring, to be perfectly honest.
That's what I expected. Like watching it today, I was having like a blast, and I was like, Josh probably hates this shit. Like
it's not a bad movie. I just don't really like it. And
that's a pretty bad movie. Let's be honest, dude. The acting is not any good. The script's not any good, but it's fun. Like it's not supposed to be. Like it's exactly what it is. It is not a. There's a reason why. Okay, the only other movie that I thought of besides John Wick was The Outsiders, and this is like a comic book version of The Outsiders. Like
I didn't make that connection, but I can totally see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gangs fighting each other, trying to escape some stuff. Now, The Outsiders is like the artful version of this. This one's like the comic book video game version of it, and then you get John Wick further down the line. So you can see like a natural progression from Outsiders, Warriors, John Wick. Like there's a connection there. It's vague, but it's there. But I thought Outsiders like 7 times in this movie.
Yeah, I mean it's about gang life, right?
Yeah,
Outsiders. It's not a movie that I love. I know that's a big one for you.
Oh, bro, shit's on my throat.
Yeah, I know. I know you love it. I like that movie, and I definitely like it more than this personally. And I think I was trying to think about why this didn't really connect with me. And I just think I don't care about anybody in this movie. You know,
they're all. I mean, I thought that too going in. That they're all bad people doing bad things. There's nobody really like, redeemable character arcs or anything like that going on.
The only good person in the whole movie is the dude that takes on the leadership role,
right?
And he even like denounces this girl being like kind of loose with her body and stuff. And he's like, "Yo, I'm not really with that. Like, what are you doing? You don't even remember people you're with." And she's like, and I think he was like the only guy that was supposed to be a relative shining light, and even he was kind of like, "But you're in a gang." But my only issue with this movie, I have like simultaneously like have an issue with it and also love it because it's so preposterous, is like the clothing. Like, look, dude, I've been around a lot of bad people, a lot of bad neighborhoods, and a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of photographs from the 70s and 80s. Ain't nobody ever done nothing like this. This was basically like a cartoon.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I read a book called God, what was it called? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, it's about a guy who gets converted from gang life in the 70s, and he describes like checkered pants and berets and weird shiny vests and stuff. Run, baby, run, or I can't remember what it's called.
I'm sure there were uniforms and stuff like that, and
to a degree, but the comic book, man.
Yeah, the baseball gang with all the baseball uniforms,
mime gang,
and the roller skate gang, and
that's kind of my point.
It's over the top,
but I enjoyed it. Like, I liked it, but it's also like this is so stupid. But it's like I kind of love it, but
no, it's
so stupid.
It's very silly. Walter Hill, the director, said that he wanted all of the gangs to be black and Hispanic because that would be more realistic.
Oh, buddy.
the studio was completely against it, of course.
Yeah, they
so-
were. They were like, "Hold up, bro."
So he was like, so basically, he was like, I can't do the real version of this, so I'm gonna make it a comic book. So he intentionally made it, very sort of, over the top and silly. I believe I haven't seen it, but there is a director's cut of this that adds like comic book swipes or like different.
Okay. Is that not the one y'all watched? Because that's
No,
the one
I
that
did
I
not.
have.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
ask too.
It's
Oh.
badass, dude. It makes it
There's-
so much better.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like it makes it so much better. Like because it adds a whole different dimension to the movie. Like
Okay.
yeah, dude. Like there'll be like scenes wherever it's going to transition. Now instead of it being just like a swipe or a fade, it
Mhm.
literally will turn into art, and then it'll transition, and then it'll have like a moving cartoon part that'll then fade into the real part, or it'll come up as comic book panels, and it'll be like meanwhile and blah blah blah, and then it'll go bam, dude. Yeah, bro. I don't know if anybody watched that one, but that's the one I have.
See, I
Okay.
think I originally watched that back in the day, but when I grabbed my Arrow set, I was like, well, it's got both. It has
Mhm.
the theatrical cut and they called it the alternate cut, I think.
Right.
But they're both in 4K. I was like, well, everybody's probably going to watch the theatrical. And I looked at the runtimes, and the runtime's not really any different. So I was like, screw it.
2
I'll
or
just
3
watch
minutes or something, right? Maybe.
I don't even think it's that much.
Really?
I think, like
Okay.
Randy said, it's a lot of just like
It's just
transitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it really doesn't add a lot of time.
Very little times added. It just makes it aesthetically
Yeah.
easier to watch, and honestly, far, far, far more enjoyable. I had forgotten how much I like this cut of it because it makes it takes it out of being some serious movie that some people think. Some people take this movie and go, "No, this is like a classic." And I'm like, "Dude, bro, I get it." But I like if this
Yeah.
falls in line with what I watch more than anything that maybe
Yeah.
maybe Hugh watches stuff like this a little more than no, but like this is so much closer to my jam than anybody else in this group. So
Sure.
I love this movie. But that particular cut I really enjoy.
Okay.
So I love this movie too. I thought I did fast forward quite a bit because I've seen it quite a bit. I was watching it with my kids, and they're in their 20s, and I think we had a bunch of laughs and we had a bunch of talking points, and that's kind of what you want from a classic is like look at their clothes and look at the mimes and then like the way they were running, there's all kind of like ballet dancer kind of jumping and stuff. You're
If
like,
we
wow.
all watched this together, I think I would have had a much better time with it.
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
a
for sure.
very
Yeah.
theatrical kind of. It's
Well-
like a bunch of actors pretending to be gangsters, and you're like, look
Yeah.
at these guys. But
Right.
but
Well,
it's good, man.
I'm glad you like it as much as you do because I love this movie. When you pulled it out, you were like, "Oh no," because I told y'all last week, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. And you were like, "No, you're gonna want to." And then as soon as you said this, I was like, "Oh, never mind. Yeah, this is like I watched this just to watch it. Like this is one of my favorite movies. Not one of my favorite. I really enjoy this movie. I'll put it that way. But it's like the cars all spray painted. It's just so
Right.
dumb because that shit is not real. Like that's like
Yeah.
Batman Forever shit, dude. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, but I also like that stupid movie. Like,
Well,
the
that
thing-
was something I really liked is like, I'm all about the street shots and the street views, and that way you get a feel for the city and the culture at the time. And so they had a lot of that. They had a lot of the bridges and the subway entryways. And I've never been to New York, so I always thought like it's kind of grimy and stuff like that in places. And it captured a lot of that. I thought it was awesome.
I really like the look of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way that it's shot looks great. I mean, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I get it.
I don't know. I don't know if they were the first ones to do this. Probably not. But the way that they wet down the streets, so the streets are always shining and stuff like that. That was something that like Michael Mann would become
that's
famous
cool.
for and stuff.
that's a very popular thing.
But
It's to fill up dead space. I mean,
right? Yeah, no. But you can. It just gives the screen more dimension and more light and stuff. So it's good. It's a good looking movie for how low budget it obviously is. I just I knew I was going to be the odd one out here, and I felt kind of weird about it. I was just like, it's fine, I guess. I just
No, I mean, I was expecting you to feel about this way about it. I mean, it's.
I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to shit on it at all. Like I don't.
No.
I don't actually think it's bad. I mean, the acting's not good, but it's a perfectly fine movie, and I like things like Escape from New York, which is equally silly. It has a very similar kind of low budget, grimy New York aesthetic, like a post-apocalyptic thing.
It does have more going on plot wise than this.
Yeah, and it's just this is not John Carpenter to me.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
It's just not quite there. And I really like Walter Hill. He made right before this. He made The Driver, which I think is a freaking amazing movie. But this one just doesn't really do it for me.
Well, I think that the choice to not let him do it the way he wanted and take out the realistic perspective of real gangs and what that's really like, and him going, fine, I'm making a cartoon, makes me like it more. But you're gonna pay for that one. Like somebody that watches movies the way you do is gonna pay for that, not me. I'm gonna be like, sweet, this is cool, but like it definitely is gonna turn it on its head a little bit. I do have a couple of characters in it that I want to talk about. I think that it's funny that there's like 3 or 4 different people out of this movie that have come on to be people we see in tons of stuff. Yeah. I mean, the main like creepy dude from the Warriors, he's the dad in American Beauty, and I mean many other things. So that's the first thing I think of when I see him. I think he's a dad, right? Am I tripping?
In American Beauty?
Yeah, wasn't he that neighbor kid's dad, or is that somebody else?
No, I don't think so.
Hold on.
I know James Remar, the guy who plays Ajax, who gets captured by the cops. He's in a ton of in a ton of movies, and he was.
What's his name?
James Remar.
I think that's the guy I'm talking about.
He was the dad in Dexter.
Dexter, that's who he was. Yeah. We said it at the same time too. I was like, Dexter's wasn't American Beauty, it was Dexter. I knew he played like a dad, like a stern father figure in one of those things. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah,
we were talking about character actors last week. He's he's a character actor. You see him in little bit parts in tons of big movies.
So how funny is it that when they went upstairs with the girls, the one obviously gay actor that they had, I don't know if he's actually gay or not, but he certainly came off gay.
Right.
He was the only one that didn't go with the girl in the thing. And I was like, he's like, I'm not doing that shit with no women. Right. Like, all right, let's stay over here then. He had the big voluptuous lips and the fucking beautiful hair. I was like, bro, that might be a lady, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
Voluptuous lips.
He's in the wrong gang.
Yeah. Dude, you remember in the room with the ladies, the two that were dancing? I thought that the black girl looked kind of like a cousin of Zoe Kravitz a little bit, more so just like in her jaw and the way her face was shaped. But dude, how did anybody not see that coming when those girls are like, "Hey, want to come with us?" And you're like,
"Yeah, exactly."
That's the pink ladies, bro. Don't do it. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I thought about the chick on the bench. I was like, there's no woman sitting alone on a park bench.
No, that was a great red herring, though, because you're like, ooh, cop. Thought it was a gang. It was a cop. That would be the biggest gang in the country, actually.
Yeah, they make it quite a few dumb decisions throughout.
Yeah, they join gangs. That's a stupid decision to begin with. No, I'm just playing.
No, there's a lot of obvious stuff that happens though, and
the girl
it's
like
kind of just a running movie. They're just kind of running from place to place. Oh, it's another gang that wants to kill us. Oh, well, let's run on the train. Oh, we gotta get off the train. We gotta get back on the train. We gotta get off the train.
I thought it was funny how
boys.
Yeah.
When they're walking down the stairs and that cop just comes around the corner, like, that's right, buddy, I'm about to beat your ass. You're like, oh, they're gonna get it on, and you're like, I do think that in like 70s New York, that might have been a thing where like you're like a bad dude, and the cops are like, nah, bro, you're the bad guy, I'm the good guy. We just chase each other, beat the shit out of each other. It just kind of is what it is. Like, it's not like that now. Now there's like lawsuits involved and people getting murdered.
I told my kids that. They're like, oh, that cop just hit him in the nuts with his nightstick. And I was like, man, that's what they did back in the day.
Bro, in 2010, I had that treatment in Houston, Texas, bro. I'm telling you, that's real. But like, I like the silly nature of like good guy, bad guy. fight, and you're like, oh, do, and then they
we're
fight.
Mortal
and they're like,
Kombat.
oh, yeah. But the girl clucking at him and then going with him, I couldn't decide if she was hot or just had a mustache. Like I couldn't.
She was 70s hot.
She had some like dirt on her face or something like that through the
We
whole
had
movie.
that discussion too at my house. I was
No,
like,
I
trying to
definitely
stick up
thought
for
she
her.
had like a little shadow of her.
Let's go. I'm with you, John. I was like, hey, I'll just have her wax that jank off, and we're game on, dude. I thought she was
Talk
very
about
pretty
bad
though.
decisions.
Oh
Like,
man, it was the 70s.
yeah, I
It
know.
was.
The Latino
For some
girl,
reason-
dude.
There were hot
For
girls
some
in the
reason,
70s
clucking, like,
Yeah.
people really. I saw another movie where they were clucking, and they're like, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," and people are like, "Oh, don't you cluck at me?" And I'm like, that must have been a really big insult in the 70s.
though. Right.
Chicken
Don't call me a
noise.
chicken. How dare you?
Dude, that's what Habib called Conor McGregor, bro. That is real shit talk in other parts of the world. He called him little chicken.
There you go.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
I thought
don't
this
know.
movie was awesome. I had a great time watching it. I don't think it's some kind of crazy 10 out of 10, but I really enjoy it, man. It's one that I think every like couple of years I need to throw on and revisit and be like, oh, that's fun. Like, I mean, the ending is stupid. I don't know, like all the militant dudes with the glasses. That's probably the only realistic part of the whole movie because I know the people that were like that in the 70s.
Yeah.
Especially in that part of the country. Outside of that, it was all pretty cartoonish, and I don't know, like.
It had some pretty good like needle drops here and there too. I mean, for the 70s music,
Some
DJ
decent
action.
tunes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the ending's probably my biggest gripe. It's just kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
They just show up on the beach, expect this like final showdown, and then just sidestep and throws a knife over with.
Right.
Dude,
yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
I think I love that because it's so fucking stupid. Because the guy has a gun and he's like, "Oh yeah, bam!" And you're like, "Is this an anime? Are we what are we watching?" And the guy's
And they
like,
all just
"Oh."
they all
He's
just
like,
kind of
"Look,"
stand
and
around watching. They all just like,
Yeah, no
"Hey,
one
I
else
guess he
does
wins."
anything. Yeah, that's it. We give up.
Yeah, I mean, the big group of dudes come in and kind of save the day, I guess. But
This is where The Outsiders is a superior film. They have a rumble twice.
it's definitely the better movie, and I don't love The Outsiders either, but I like it. It's a good movie. And it's
I prefer
definitely
the book over the
better-
movie, to be clear. But
Okay.
the movies I love the movie.
But yes, it's definitely the better quote unquote movie than this is. But I don't know, they're about equal to me, I guess. I don't love this either.
Yeah.
Pretty much for the reason Josh doesn't like it. But I mean, I really just like just the journey and the characters they meet along the way. That's just kind of the fun of it is, the kooky people they see running through the city.
I probably watched this more than I watched Outsiders. And Outsiders is a pretty important movie to me. So, I mean, this one's a little shorter. It's a little easier to digest. I mean,
that one's a little heavier though, too.
Yeah.
The Outsiders is a pretty dark movie. That whole hospital scene, bro. And then like soda pop. Yeah, I'll get into. I love that story so much.
Yeah.
But
to me, what makes that a better movie though is that you understand who all those people are. Like you actually get invested in who those people are and what they're going through and stuff like that. In this movie, you don't really. They're all kind of like stock characters. Like the Ajax guy, he's such a big, wild character that you kind of enjoy watching him. He's the one that sticks out the most to me.
Talk about the main bad guy, right?
No. The main warrior that's.
The kind of rogue warrior guy.
Yeah, the guy that gets handcuffed to the bench.
Okay. So I was thinking that I like the little dude that was in VFW because of his dialogue. Because he says stuff that I'm like, that's cool to say. When they're like, why are you doing all this? He's just like, I like doing stuff like this. I was like, you know what, dude? That's my kind of dude right there. Like chaos for chaos sake.
Yes.
Like, because sometimes I do things that just to do them. And I mean, I don't do like violent stuff, but I do weird shit by myself. Nobody's around, and I just do stuff and laugh to myself. And I'm like, worth it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in a car specifically. I do shit to people I'll drive down the street and see people driving next to me and I'll do things to them just to make them weirded out. I get enjoyment out of that. So I like that kind of dialogue. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
His line delivery was very kind of methed out too. He's like, you
he's like that in everything, man.
Is he really?
Well,
Yeah.
he's the other guy that from this movie, that you
That's
see
done
a
things.
lot,
Yeah.
I mean, those are the two guys that really like pop on the screen to me, and they're the guys that really went on to have a career.
Agreed. He looks like Yellow Wolf kind of in this movie. Catfish
Awesome.
Billy. Man, Josh and Chris are just sitting there. Y'all suck.
Sorry.
I love Yellow Wolf, man. I've seen him like 3 times.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, I don't know what he
weird.
looks like, to be honest. So.
Yeah, you do. You just watched him in a movie. He looks
Oh,
like
there
that
you
guy. No, he
Yeah.
looks like that dude covered in tattoos.
I know who he is. I can't picture his like face and compare it with other dudes.
Dude, every time he came on screen, I just started chuckling. I was like, motherfucking Catfish Billy on screen. Like,
Every
part
time
of
I
this
watch
is all-
this movie, you ruined it for me now.
dude, it's because he's kind of grimy and shit, and so is I just lost his fucking name. Catfish
Yellow
fucking
Wolf.
Billy.
Yellow
Yellow Wolf. Jeez Louise, dude.
Yeah.
I kept wanting to say MGK.
That's an insult.
Don't put him down
Yeah,
like
dude.
that, man.
I know,
Don't do
bro.
that to
Yellow
him.
Wolf, I'm sorry, dude. Let me live, bro.
At least you didn't say Tom McDonald or something.
Oh, bro, I would.
Might get
I
this
would.
video canceled if
I
I
would
bring
have.
him up.
I would have said that, and I would have went boop, and y'all would been like, "Oh, Josh just kicked him off." No, I just self-deleted myself off this shit. I don't deserve to be on a podcast talking about that fool, dude. What the shit? Oh, that's a no.
Hey, Danny's gonna watch this video.
Danny, you need to chill, bro. Calm down, dude. Yo, what's that girl that looks like Ben Shapiro? You know who I'm talking about?
No.
She's yo, Danny, if you watch this, you know who I'm talking about because she's done videos with Ben Shapiro. They look like cousins or twins or something. And for the longest time, people were saying that she was just Ben Shapiro in drag. And I thought that was hilarious, even though I knew it to not be true. Hold on, bro. I'm going to pull this girl's name up. No. And then she's super famous. She's just like, and she's very much a right-leaning. It's so weird that they look so similar. Hold on.
Nikki Haley?
No, it's just look up She Shapiro. You'll see it.
She Shapiro.
She's Shapiro. You're isolating one of our 3 viewers.
I know, right? You're running
Brett
1.5
Cooper.
of them off.
Her name's Brett Cooper.
Brett Cooper.
She's super young, but she looks like Ben Shapiro, bro. Look her up, dude, real quick. Hold on. She looks just like that fool. Hold on, dude.
Oh god.
Yeah, I see it.
Bro, and they've done videos together, and they have similar like political opinions. Similar, they're not the same, but dude, it is so funny. The first time I saw her, I was like, "Ooh, like, yikes!" And then,
Chris,
and then
can
like,
you just screen share it? So
can
people
I?
can see what we're looking at. Can you just hit, you have the option to hit present, right?
Oh yeah.
And then
Let's
I think
see.
I just have to approve it or whatever.
Hook us up.
Can I?
Let's see what the hell Randy's
There.
laughing
There
at.
we go.
bro,
So versus.
dude, yeah, look up her versus Ben Shapiro.
They're the same, like
Yeah,
kind of
bro.
short head with wide nose.
Yeah, and it's the dimples. The dimples.
Yeah.
Bro, there's
Go back to
pictures of
her.
them like next to each other. It's hilarious, dude.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like
If she was
jawline.
smiling,
Yeah.
go to the picture of her smiling. Yeah, the dimples.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm not even
Okay.
talking shit. I think she's very pretty, but she does look like him.
Yeah.
But it's
Right.
it's when I first saw her, and then she was doing like conservative like bullet point media. I was like, what is going on? I mean, it really weirded me out. And then I realized I thought it was his daughter or something, is what I thought. And then somebody's like, no, they're not even related. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. And like they didn't even know each other. It was so weird. And then they met and did like some skits together. It was pretty funny. But yeah, shout out to Brett Cooper. She's cool, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Danny,
funny.
that one's for you, sir.
Yeah,
That is for you, Danny. Long time no talk, buddy.
Yeah.
We can go watch.
Definitely didn't mean the podcast to go that direction, but whatever.
I know, right?
What's
It goes
that? Me and Danny need to get together and go watch The Sound of Freedom, bro. I haven't seen it yet, dude. I need to watch it. It's on my queue. Every time I go to it, I go, I don't know if I can I can't pull the trigger. Like I want to watch it, but I'm like,
Yeah,
I'd rather just watch like the Necrophiles because that's a objectively better film.
I got surprised into it. I was going to the movies and I was like, so what are we watching? And she was like, you said you wanted to see Sound of Freedom. I was like, oh shit, are we doing this?
Are we doing this?
Oh, bro,
you weren't prepared for the.
Yeah, I
the
mean, it is heavy
child.
subject matter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
whatever your feelings of it or not.
Yeah, you're not gonna feel good after watching that one.
I think it's like free on Prime now. It's,
30 minutes.
Well,
in,
that's
you'll
why
be
it's on my
loading up
queue.
The AR.
right.
I didn't know that there was like a whole slew of movies like this, man. Y'all enlightened me today. I had no idea that was a thing.
The Daily Wire movies.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. So I got a whole bunch of stuff on my watch list now. Bro, I'm going to definitely jump back on Horror Hangout and review those, I think.
You should.
90-degree pivot.
You should.
Bro, if I watch those and suddenly start wearing button downs and shit, just come into my house and fucking smack me around.
Yeah, start doing the Tommy Donald reactions again.
Except now I'm not laughing at his stupid shit he's doing. Dude, that guy, he was like cool for like about 4 seconds. And then like I guess we got into his music at the tail end of him doing like normal-ish stuff. And then all of a sudden it was like, bam, lining myself with these people. And I was like, what is going on? I thought he was just kind of white trash. Turns out he's not even American. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, just found a lane and then just, well, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, dude, like as far as for him, though, like, good for him, man. Whatever, dude. Like, make your money, bro. I mean, you only get one opportunity to do that shit. So, I mean, whatever. I don't care. It's kind of wild, but I don't really care. I don't listen to it, but Josh does in his big ass truck.
Oh, I love it.
You never got that tattoo, did you?
Fuck no. I'm so glad. I would. You know what?
No, I got it.
I still. It's on his lower back. You didn't know?
Yeah. On my left ass cheek.
Dude, I would still get that tattoo just to cover it. So.
Anyways, let's steer out of this.
Still, yes.
This plane crash.
Dude, I watched the thing with Kurt Russell today.
Did you?
That's
you were talking about what we talked about earlier had him in it.
Escape from New York.
That's right. Yeah, and he was talking about that movie. And anyways, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Clay.
Good stuff.
What are we watching next week, Clay?
Oh shit, we're already there, huh?
Yeah, I think we're done with the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
I hope this one isn't a big whiff for us, but
oh boy.
I tried. I put a lot of thought into this.
Some Cambodian movie that's shot on video.
You got it. It's Dogs Don't Wear Pants.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Just look it up. That's all I gotta say.
Did you just rewatch it?
I did.
I think I saw it on later.
I watched it about a year ago, and then I watched it just the other day. I have like 4 what I think are real bangers picked out, and I was just like, man, which one? But I really like this movie. It's kind of a romance, definitely for alternative lifestyles. So
yeah,
you'll see.
Okay.
So this one was on my watch list for a long time, and then I started it, and then I was like, all right, never mind. So I'll give it a try. I made it about 20 minutes into this one and stopped it. So, but that was years ago at this point.
Yeah. Well,
it was way before I even knew you. So, I mean, I like way worse movies now than I did then. Not that didn't come out right, but whatever.
I've heard of this movie. I've heard people talk about it a few times.
I actually think it's pretty good. Like in terms of the genre of movie that it falls into, it actually has a cohesive plot.
Oh, great!
Exciting. So it's not just filth. But
oh man,
it could be considered that to most people. But anyway,
I mean, the chick on the cover is a banger.
Looks like the chick from Blade Runner, kind of.
Hey, I'm down. Let's.
Yeah, bro. The chick from Blade Runner is, in fact, a banger.
All right, on Shudder, looks like.
Yeah, it's on Shudder.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That'll work.
Cool. Never heard of it. Cool.
What else have you guys been watching this week?
Oh, can I speak about this?
No.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead, please.
So we started season 3 of True Detective,
Oh, okay.
and we're like, I don't know, 5 into it now. I think
Yeah.
4 or 5 into it.
Well, last week we were talking about season 1, and you had not watched it yet. So you want to give us a review of that real quick?
Yeah. I like the show. I thought it was very well made, and the acting was pretty phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so molasses slow that it was excruciating at times for me.
Yeah.
The second half I thought was far more engaging for me than the first half, but you kind of have to have the first half to even get to the second half.
Right.
But it's like a very deliberate, slow drip. And it's like, if you can't handle that, not the show for you. I'm lucky enough to where I kind of do things that my wife likes sometimes just because she likes them. And so when we watched the first episode, and I was like, I'm out. And she's like, I kind of wanted to go ahead and watch it. And I was like, okay, well, if you want to watch it, I'll watch it. I mean, that's easy.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, I'll watch it. And she's like, okay, cool.
Very atmospheric.
Yeah.
Atmospheric show.
Well, I am a way bigger fan of the third season. Like,
okay,
10x, dude. Like, way better to me. But I think it's all for subjective reasons. None of it's objective stuff. Like, none of it's like, because the acting, I like the dialogue better. I like the couple better. I really like Steven Dorff just in general, because I like that kind of actor. So I like his character. He's kind of funny. He kind of reminds Carissa of me at certain points. And I like the woman that plays the Black Detective's like lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, she is a gorgeous woman to look at. So I don't know I'm only at episode 5, so I don't really know what's happening. Plus, my father-in-law has dementia, and
oh yeah, I forgot that's a whole subplot of that.
Yeah, so like there's stuff in here that are really personal to me. There, where I've cried twice in this show already. Like I couldn't help it. I just was like, oh my god. Like at one point, he stands up, and you can just see on his face he has no clue what's going on. And I was like, oh man. And I was
Mahershala Ali is just a great actor too.
He's good,
fantastic.
Yeah, Green Book was a fantastic movie. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah. I think he might have won an award for that one. Actually.
Oh, really? That was a really good movie. But I don't know. I like it's a slight bit faster paced, not by much, but a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, it's more grounded than what was happening in the first season.
Yeah, probably so. There's something a little more ethereal, like mystical about the first one. Like it comes together as a real person, but there is something like almost like an evil force or something.
Like an evil presence. Throughout it.
Right.
Well, it's got a horror element to it, and this one doesn't. This one's just a drama. Whereas the first season has like a horror element. And so I love Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson a lot. And so objectively, I would give season 1 like a 9.7. Mm-hmm. Subjectively, it's probably like an 8. Like still really high, but like if the pacing was a little different, I would have probably gone 10 out of 10 out of 10. But season 3, objectively, I'm giving it like a 9, and subjectively like a 9.5. So it's kind of like flip flop, but both really high. I'm glad I finally sat down and finished it, because the second half was, like you said, just way better. But
yeah,
I tried to watch season 3 about 3 times, and I've never made it past like the second episode. I just can't do it. I don't know why. I probably should give it. I'm such a huge fan of True Detective that I'm surprised I haven't given this.
You're a huge fan of the show, or you're a huge fan of season 1?
Season 1 is like, to me,
because those are different in my opinion.
Yeah, it's different than season 1. It's a whole different story, but it's still good. I think.
I was talking to a customer at Alamo, and they about True Detective, and they also said that they thought it was some of the best TV ever. As a matter of fact, I think I brought up that you said that, and they agreed. And then I was like, man, I don't see how anybody could say that it's the best TV ever. And they were like, really? I was like, nah, man, ever? And they were like, yeah. I was like, dude, not even top 20. And but that's such a subjective conversation that so like I said, it's like a 9.7 out of 10 objectively to me. So I guess
Right.
I'd make my own argument against myself at that point, you know?
You've come around on your ratings. I think last week you're at a 7, now you're at a 9.5 on the subjective, the 8 on the objective.
He forgot all the stuff he didn't like. So
You're
No,
rounding around. I think you're coming around, man. I think I see the light.
yeah.
I probably will never watch it again because it's too slow. Both seasons, even 3, I probably won't watch them again. It's too slow. 8 hours where, I mean, I've had to rewatch so much of it because I just flat out fell asleep. Like watching it, and they're just talking and talking and talking and doing nothing.
There's
so
a lot
I'm like,
of mood.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice time to like, oh shit, credits, you know. But I do enjoy it. I'm liking it.
I'm getting into season 4 actually. Like this last episode wasn't awful.
Okay.
There weren't any, you know.
So
let's get
catch
there.
up.
It's coming around.
Are y'all
I'm trying.
watching season 4?
I'm trying.
I've only watched the first episode and I did not like it, but I'm gonna try and stick through because I've heard it gets better.
What about you, Chris?
No, I haven't watched it yet either. Like Josh kind of scared me off of it a little bit. Well, Clay too.
The first episode is terrible.
But yeah, I have also heard that it gets a little bit better. Second episode, I haven't heard much specifically about the third, or is it on 4th now?
I think it'll be fourth episode this weekend, probably, right?
Okay. But yeah,
Dude.
I need to start it. I want to watch it.
For the sake of going in order, I did try to watch season 2 just for the clarification.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna go back and watch it, but fuck me, it's like a whole different. I don't know how they called it True Detective.
Huh.
Like, and I only got like 2 episodes deep, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? Like, it's tonally different. The lighting is different. Like everything up, it looks so. Because if you look at 1 and 3, at least the like overall aesthetic is similar. Dude, 2 is like a 80s like Miami Vice sheen to it or something. It's got this weird like it's a weird sheen. I don't know what to call it. I imagine it's post-production and time that it was based in and stuff, but it's weird, bro. Like took me completely out of it.
Always meant to go back and try it again, like after initially going, this sucks compared to season 1. So I always meant to like, maybe it's good and it just doesn't live up to season 1. That's fine.
I like the actors. I'm gonna finish it at some point, but
I don't know. Maybe one day.
I heard so much bad stuff about it that I just never pulled the trigger on it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should watch it eventually.
Oh, you haven't watched it at all?
No, I never even watched the first episode.
No wonder you don't know what I'm talking about then. Yeah, if you catch some of it, dude, it's got this like glossy look to it.
I've seen little clips and stuff. Yeah,
so it just looks so different. But I like Vince Vaughn a lot. And I love Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
I know. Season 1 was such a colossal hit, that they kind of were like, "Well, we need another one of these." And the guy was like, "Well, he just kind of like pulled something out of his ass." I think, he didn't really I think the first season was sort of something that had been percolating for a long time,
right?
And this was like, well, I gotta I gotta reproduce this. So it kind of rushed it out, and it was like, I think he's even said it's like, I didn't really want to do this. It kind of got pushed into it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
dude. Now that I'm talking about it, it has a Michael Mann look to it. Because of when it's based in, and like the setting. That's what it is, and it's so different from the first one that I was like, "What the fuck?" Like
Colin Farrell in the Miami Vice movie too, right?
Oh, dude, I love that movie. It's so good. But yeah, it's just so different. But that's all I've really been watching. I watched.
That's a lot of hours of TV.
Yeah. I've been trying to spend some time with Carissa, just hanging out and like getting some time, like, because we kind of talk through it a little bit because we're sitting by ourselves, and so it's time for us to just kind of hang out and have a snack together and just spend some time between like 10:30 and 11:30 that we can just sit down, and she goes to bed and I come back in and go to work. But it's been fun, man. I'd say it's been a pleasant watch. We're going to watch, it's a documentary called The Other F Word. We're going to watch that. We've seen it once, but it was a couple years back. It's about punk rock dudes that become fathers. And it's got a lot of people that I know and people that I like in it. So it's a good documentary. That's coming up this week, I think. But
okay.
Yep.
I got one I really wanted you to watch, Randy, or consider watching is Algroff. It's like a French movie.
Okay. What is it? What is it?
Mad Mutilator. It's on YouTube.
Oh, that's the one you sent us in the group text, right?
It's like a SOV 1983 French movie. And at first I was like, all right, this is like a wannabe Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then it just goes bonkers. I mean, it just is like the craziest camera, zombies, vampires. I'm just like, what in the hell?
I'm watching that tonight.
It's like, I mean, the soundtrack is all this weird synthy stuff. I'd say if you can get through about 30, 45 minutes of it, after a while, you're just like, dude, am I on mushrooms or something? Because it just is wow. I mean, it is out there, but I thought it was really good. I mean, it's supposedly like a cult classic. I don't know where, maybe in France, but I mean, dude,
I have it pulled up right here. I'll watch it after my next show with Rob. I was walking into Alamo the other day, and I don't remember why I thought about this. Maybe because we were talking about Outsiders earlier, but this lady was sitting at the bar, and she's got like a book open, and she's drinking like a Coke or something. And I had just walked in the door, so I wasn't really in talk to customers mode. I was get the bar set up mode, and so I'm doing things, and the kid at the front turned around, says something to me. She looks up and references The Outsiders, and I was like, oh man, that's like my favorite book. And then she's like, oh, and she like holds up her hand and she's reading Outsiders, and I was like, oh shit. And I point to my neck, and she's like, oh my god, does that say Stay Gold? And I was like, no. And she's like, what? I was like, yeah, it says Stay Gold. Fucking, I don't know. It was fun. I don't know. It was fun. Good times at Alamo Draft House.
That's cool.
It was just so weird she was reading that book. I mean, she was a full-ass adult.
Yeah, it's not like it's, unknown or anything like that, but it's not one I think you
No, but she was like my age, bro. Like, it was strange. If she had been a high school kid, it would have made sense. But
it's like the book you read in school or something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have any of y'all seen and/or read Rumblefish?
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
I've seen it. Wouldn't say I found it like terribly impactful, but yeah, I've definitely seen it.
I prefer it to The Outsiders personally.
I think I read it in junior high, actually. Yeah.
And Tex is a good book too. Man, S.E. Hinton, bro, she was awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, fellas, I gotta bounce up out of here. I'm sure you're ready to wrap things up, anyways.
Yeah. I didn't
cool, dude. What was that? What was that movie? Dogs Don't Wear Pants. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. I'll give it a watch this weekend. Hopefully, I work a lot. I'm interested in watching it, but I have a weird ass random schedule, so we'll see. I might take Saturday off, and if I do, I will watch it during the day Saturday.
Cool.
So, all right, everybody, I'm out of here. See y'all later.
All right, man.
I watched a few like random spaghetti westerns. I watched one called Banditos that I thought was pretty awesome. And then I rewatched Poor Things. I took the wife to the theater and watched Poor Things.
Yeah.
And
I saw that, man. I bought a ticket for a Sunday afternoon showing, and I just didn't feel like getting up off the couch.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna go watch it though.
I think it's fantastic. It's just it's such its own thing. It's so smart and just strange and creative. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm waiting for it to come out on something
4K.
I want to watch it again. Yeah.
I'll definitely.
Everybody on Letterboxd is like 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. I was like, man, I gotta see this movie.
I mean, it's getting all the nominations, which is kind of surprising to me. I know Yorgos has got some Oscar love before, I think, right, for The Favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This one's just so out there. I'm kind of surprised it's getting the
maybe because it's Emma Stone. She's pretty high profile or something. I don't know, but I mean, I think she might steal it from. I'm blanking, but the Native American girl from
Lily Gladstone.
Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon. Everyone said that she's a lock for it, and then Poor Things came out, and now I think she might steal it.
Yeah, I would definitely say Emma over. I mean, the other chick does a good job, but I don't know. She's got kind of like a subtle performance, I guess. It's not very I don't know, particularly over the top or anything like that. It's not like I don't know, not like Wolf of Wall Street Scorsese, where stuff's kind of all over the place and crazy, and
Yeah.
so I don't know. Just I don't see it with that, but not to say she did a bad job.
No. I think she's great.
Yeah.
But it is a completely opposite end of the scale, subtle performance. But yeah. I think Emma probably deserves it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it's all art, so
who really cares?
it's all subjective. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
but it would be cool to see her win for it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a hell of a shirt, by the way, Chris.
No, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw Zone of Interest this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really know what I was getting myself into either. I didn't watch any previews other than the one that was really super abstract. I got in there, sat down, and I looked over to the person I went with, and I was like, that's an SS Thunderbolt on that guy's license plate. It was like the first 5 minutes of the movie. It was like, oh shit, here we go. Like it was a very good movie, like very well made, very structured, very meticulously done. I would say like every scene was very deliberate. And I love the German because I speak a bit of German. So, there was very clean sounding. All the actors were good. The same chick from Anatomy of Fall is one of the main characters in this movie.
Yeah.
She speaks very good German too. But I mean, acting was great. Scenery is great. Everything but like the subject matter, you're just like, oh shit, this is terrible. But everything kind of happens off screen, so you're just assuming, everybody knows the story at this point. But
yeah,
it's a completely different view of the actors in the Holocaust. Like, you're living a normal life outside the walls. The wall literally is adjacent to your garden, and you're just sitting there chilling. Like no, we're the good guys, like, and you're not.
I've heard crazy. I've heard the sound design in the movie is just crazy because you're just hearing all these things. You're hearing the train of them dropping off the people, and you're hearing the furnaces and things like that. Or you don't even know what the sound is, and you're like, oh, after a while, you're like, oh, those are the furnaces. Oh my god, they're just constantly running, and all these things that are just in the background. These people are living their normal lives. And I'm kind of scared to watch this movie.
Oh, dude, it's a trip. I mean, the director Jonathan Glazer does some interesting things with the sound. Like, he does a lot of dark screens, a lot of like weird red screens and stuff. So he does some things that it almost feels like you're in a Rothko painting. I don't know if you're into Rothko at all, but it's just like big black canvas, and you're looking at it like, what am I looking at? And then after a while, you're like, dude, this is freaking me out.
Yeah.
And he'll do that with sound in the back. It's trippy. I mean, it definitely was an odd one.
Yeah. Have you seen Under the Skin, Clay?
The one with Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
I struggled a bit with it. I've seen parts of it, and I was just like, man, this is trash. But
yeah, I really like it, but it's more kind of subtle than what this sounds like. Like, it's, I don't know, I guess I could say it's boring, but I didn't find it boring because it's got a lot of the same like artistic stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're describing here with kind of weird transitions and edits and, scenes morphing into other scenes. And
I think what kind of turned me off was Scarlett Johansson's, like, she does some monologues and some dialogues, and she's just, she's like a robot. And I guess she's supposed to be like
she's an alien
robot.
Yeah, she's an alien.
I mean, yeah, she does that part well, but she's just,
it's very experimental. I've only seen, I watched like half of it, and I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I should go back and watch it again. I know like she picks up all these people on the road, and a lot of those are like real people that didn't know they were a movie.
Yes.
So it's pretty, he was doing some crazy stuff in the movie, but
and it definitely seems like, I don't know, Under the Skin was probably his, him getting his feet wet in a lot of ways. Where I mean, it sounds like, Zone of Interest is getting a ton of buzz too.
Yeah.
So
it got nominated for Best Picture.
Right. Yeah. So if it's as good as everybody's saying it is,
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine he took some of the stuff he did in Under the Skin and kind of just probably went a lot harder with it.
Well, how long ago was that movie? That was the last movie he made before this. It's been like 8 or 10 years or something.
Yes, yeah, it's gotta been a while. I was gonna say it was like 2017 or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a while. He hasn't. I think he's made like 3 or 4 movies. His whole career. He doesn't. It's a more of a artistic venture than it is like a career, I think.
2013.
Oh wow! So it's been
10 years.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I should go watch it. I feel like it'd be better to to watch it at the theater than at home. It's probably sounds like a one-time view, like not one I'm gonna go back to more than likely, but worth the experience. Sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how Under the Skin is. That I was saying, I mean, maybe if you had seen it, that it might kind of help it a little bit, just to kind of know what you're getting into with the director, at least.
Man, I'll definitely give it a shot. That's a good idea to watch. Like, I could power through that. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Scarlett Johansson's hot, and she gets naked a little bit in it. So
she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll watch that part.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up here. Next week, dogs don't wear pants.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, guys.